right, so what's up, everyone? It's time to hang out for about an hour here for the rest of my late stream. For those who don't know or just got here or just watching this on demand quickly, so tonight we had Mega Bonk scheduled, and we've been playing Mega Bonk now for about a month. Like, actually, we've been playing it on and off ever since the end of November, I believe, is when we first started it. And it's a good game. I actually really like Mega Bonk, but we got to the point now where we're something like, like 10 hours in. And once you get that far into the game, now the meta has been established. And it's like, so you either got to pick a projectile character and pick these certain projectiles and then pick these, buffs only. You got to pick a melee character. You got to pick size. Then you got to do this. And you got to the point where it's like, I unlocked a bunch, but now it's taking a while to even get any advancement. Like if you got to do 3-4 runs before you complete a challenge. And then finally, after a few challenges, you get a single character. It was a lot more fun when the first few streams, I didn't know what was going on. Then I learned it really fast, and then we were doing unlocks. Now it's just like a slow grind. I'm like, eh. The other problem is, early on, it was easier to talk with you guys and kind of interact and have fun when I was playing Mega Bonk. Now it's like I already know the builds. I already know what to do. So it's more about me now just kind of playing the game, and it's hard for me to interact with you, and I don't like that. Like, I much prefer to have a stream where we're interacting and chilling rather than it just be about me being hyper-focused on the game over here. There are games like that, but that wasn't the point of Mega Bonk. Like, it was supposed to be like a late-night chill stream with the audience, and it just doesn't seem to be filling that role anymore. So, I think we're good with Mega Bonk. It was fun while it lasted for the month that we played it, but I think it's time to move on to other stuff. And to be honest, people have been asking me now for a bit to play other games, to try other games. People every day are like, are you going to play the Terminator 2D game? Are you going to play this game, that game? I'm like, well, we don't have time right now. We have too many games. Well, I think it's time to kind of move on from Mega Bonk and maybe try some new stuff. All right. But being that there was only an hour left on stream, I said to everyone, let's just switch over to Chill with Phil. Let's hang out tonight for another hour, see what people want to talk about, and go from there. All right. So let's talk. What's on everyone's mind? How y'all doing tonight? I hope that you're in a good mood and you're ready to hang out. I'd love suggestions for more games and stuff like that. Please support the stream by giving it a like here. Now I understand that people were here for Mega Bonk. They're going to take off if they were here for Mega Bonk. But obviously, I want to do something that's more entertaining for everyone rather than just a very small crowd. And if I wasn't really feeling it tonight, I feel like I made the right decision. Hopefully. And thank you for your engagement and your support here tonight. Let's go. I'm playing Tainted Grail tomorrow, Kodoing. Tainted Grail is the daytime stream tomorrow. We're giving it a second try to see if the main real game is good past the intro, because I've only played through the intro so far. I saw that Silksong's going to have a DLC, but I haven't seen anything of the DLC. Was there anything of the DLC shown? I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't know what some good casual games would be right now. Besides, like someone had said, I guess this Terminator 2 game had just come out, and it's not that long, but I guess people are saying it's pretty good. So maybe we would consider that and give that a shot one night. But outside of that, I don't know what else is going on right now in gaming that we would check out. Is Davidoff Cool Water in the same price range as Dior Sauvage? No. Dior Sauvage is considered like an ultra premium modern cologne. It's going to cost you a pretty penny for a bottle. The Davidoff Cool Water is not chill, like cheap discount cologne, but it's also been around for a long time. Therefore, it's cheaper. Kind of more middle range pricing. What is Hunter Call of the Wild, Coles? I've never heard of that. The soundproof insulation pattern on the wall isn't perfectly symmetrical. Is that a design choice? Yeah, the way they made it, you can't make it perfectly symmetrical or it doesn't line up. Like, you see how there's a pattern here? You see how it's like these lines connect to these lines here, which connect to these lines here behind my head and connect to these lines. It's like a waving pattern. You actually have to do it a certain way, and it's not meant to be symmetrical at all, actually. I guess it was their design choice, was that the panels would be shaped differently and look differently. But yeah, like I know, like when I first was setting it up, I was like, that's weird. So it's not exactly the same. You don't line them up that way. No, if you do it like that, it doesn't look right. You actually have to align them in a certain way, and it takes a while too. Like when I change them around, I actually have to line up everything. It's a little confusing, but no, this is not symmetrical design at all. It's actually supposed to be more artistic design, I guess. Whoever made it or actually designed it. There you go. Would the next setup upgrade be lighting? No. I don't know what... The only lighting I would do is like more proper like key lights or something. Because I guess for a professional set, from what I'm to understand, the key lights are supposed to come from the sides, and then you can have a backlight like in front of you, like a spotlight and 2 key lights. I just have 2 key lights, and I think they're fine for my setup. But technically, could I get another light? Yes, I could if I wanted to. I could have a light here, here, and here, and then it's like a perfect studio setup. But I don't think it's all that serious. I'm not doing professional filming of a series, so I think that what I have is fine. I really don't know what lighting I would upgrade, honestly. These are 4K cameras. I just don't film in 4K because the 4K doesn't work with 60 frames. Most webcams do 4K, but if you do 4K, you have to only do 30 frames. You can't do 60. So I actually, when I first set up these cameras about a year ago, I asked the audience, I tested both, and I said, would you prefer the 4K quality 30 frame or 1080p 60? And everyone said 1080p 60. So I've kept the 60, and that's what I recorded. I'm not going to play any more Half Sword until they actually release the game, Codoink. Like, if they release the game with a bunch of features and stuff, I would consider it. But I don't want to play any more of that beta. Like, I basically played the beta to the extent it can be played. It's completely unbalanced and busted. Like, the axe just beats everything, so why play? Plants vs. Zombies, listen, that was chill fun for me. Like, when we were doing it during the Christmas Marathon, I was able to play it and just relax and hang out with you guys and talk while I played it. And it was great. We had conversation while I played it, and it worked perfectly, in my opinion. I'd be down for it again, but I just don't think people care for a game that's like 16 years old like that on a stream. You know what I mean? What ISO is the camera right now? It is currently set to... Up. Oh, it was on auto. See, when I hit on auto, it just does it itself. So I actually don't know what it was on. Yeah. Here, if I go to manual and I do this. So honestly, this is probably the best, and it's 3200, which is like the maximum setting. That's like the best ISO. Like I just went down to, and now it's at 2500. At 1 out of 60-second shutter. If I up the shutter, the brightness goes... There you go. Now I can do this. Yeah, see? So you can mess with it, but I just leave it on auto. And auto tends to be just about as good. Like, there's no reason to really do it manually, I don't think. The auto is pretty good on this camera. Reminds me, I have to unflip my other camera because I had it flipped for Mega Bonk, and now I'll flip it back. There we go. Modern technology is awesome, man. You can do all these things on the fly. It's pretty neat. Not gonna lie. I like it. Satan, at this point... I'm saying Satan because the person's name is Satan. At this point, I don't have any concrete plans for any kind of new content with the new stuff. What he's talking about is the new selfie stick / tripod, which hooks up to my cell phone. The new Rode wireless mics that I have that sync to the cell phone. So I'd be able to do basically cell phone capturing, cell phone recording. I don't have anything concrete yet. I'm thinking about it, of how to do, what to do, and stuff like that. But I'm just haven't really determined yet. You know? There are many things that I could do. I could do walking tours, which I used to do. I used to go places and just walk around with my handycam and make videos. I haven't done that in over a decade. I could do stuff like that. I could do reviews. I go to a restaurant and actually do an IRL review right there in the restaurant of the food I'm eating. I could go to a convention and document it, right? I could do many things. I don't know what I want to do right now with the technology. I like that I have it. I like that it's a possibility of doing stuff with it. I'm just not sold on what I want to do with it yet. You know, I'm going to think about it. I'm sure you guys are going to tell me all kinds of ideas that you think that I should do with it, right? And, yes, you're in the Church of DSP right now, everyone. I know this music is ridiculous. I'm just going to go to the next song. I don't know why it's playing that. There we go. Oh, yeah. 220 says he bought a 360-degree camera. It's super fun. You can put it on a selfie stick, and it makes crazy stuff. So the camera pans 360, and it makes it a panorama view, like a panorama video. That's kind of cool. I mean, honestly, these webcams I have that capability to spin almost 360 degrees, but they're not meant for selfie recording. Like, they're on wires, you know? They're not wireless or anything. That's cool. Full sphere recording. That's neat. Yeah, originally I was actually going to get a GoPro, but then I found out that GoPro cameras actually have some issue with the microphones. That most GoPros still require a 3.5 millimeter jack microphone, and most wireless mics don't do that. They're wireless through like USB now. So the GoPro would look great, but I wouldn't be able to get good audio. So it would I think people who use GoPros are more people who do. Did you ever see the walking tours they do on YouTube? Like, someone will go to a fair and they just walk through the fairground. They're not narrating it. They're just recording the raw video. And if they do narrate it after the fact, they dub their voice over it later. Those are the people who are using like GoPro cameras or like those 360 camera, those things. But if someone actually wants to do like something where you're narrating live, like, oh, I'm doing a food review and I want to narrate live what I'm thinking as I eat, then you need to get like these kind of wireless mics, the Rodes, and these sync to your phone via USB, and that everyone seems to be doing it that way. So there you go. But no, to answer the question, because I got derailed there, yeah, I don't have concrete plans yet. Like, there's a million things I could do. I just don't know what I want to do yet. Like, I haven't decided definitively, this is what I want to do with this equipment, and these are my plans. You know, as you guys know, if I did have a definitive idea, I couldn't tell you anyway, because if I did, you know, the idiots would try to ruin it. So instead, I'll just keep it to myself, and if I have an idea, I'll do it, and then I'll tell you guys after the fact. Okay? Am I going to see the new Avatar movie? No. No, I don't even have HBO Max anymore. I got rid of it. So chances are I'll probably never see it, unless I get HBO Max back for some reason. I really have no desire to see it. Oh, hold on. My YouTube crashed here in my browser, so I can't see you guys. Give me a second to reload it. 1 second. I'm reloading. Okay. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. Let's see. Jock says, I'm getting an MSI Claw 8 AI tomorrow. I'm excited. It's the only upper-end handheld I don't currently own. I have no idea what that is, but enjoy. Never heard of it. Avatar is on Disney Plus. Oh, I don't have Disney Plus either. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have HBO Max. I have none of those. Toasty Chestnut says, would you recommend that Wings of Redemption start working out or fix his diet first? He has to fix his diet first. It doesn't matter if he starts working out. If he doesn't fix his diet, it won't help him. It's diet. It's always diet/lifestyle first. Then you can work out after the fact. So, and I already gave him the advice that he has to stop drinking the soda. He has to stop eating the fast food every meal. I mean, and the first step to doing that would be just don't eat and snack and drink when he's on stream. Save it for off stream. Immediately that would decrease his intake. All right. And you know, it's basic, quick changes that he has to be willing to make. And that would be step one. No matter what, it's not centered. Now it's too far to the left. Now it's too far to the right. Like, it's just not centered, this camera. Annoying. I wonder if I can... Hold on. 1 second. I wonder if I can get it perfect if I adjust it enough. Nope. Let's see. It did it again. Now it's still not straight. It's like... It's close to being straight. But the camera is just not straight. Like, son of a... That's close. Actually, that's pretty close to being straight. So I guess I'll just leave it like that. And then now, sadly, now the height's not. Now it's like, I can see it's lower here than it is here. But I don't think I'm ever going to get that perfect. It's on carpet, you know. Jade, you didn't miss much. We played some Mega Bonk, and then we got bored of it, basically. And I just decided to hang out with everyone for about an hour because Mega Bonk got played out. I mean, we've been playing it for a month, so I'm not surprised that eventually it got played out. We're doing Panera Bread tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we're not doing a podcast. It's going to be Tainted Grail as a, you know, tons of gameplay. And then after Tainted Grail, we're going to do Panera Bread DSP Tries It. Yes, that's tomorrow. Salmon Pink Command Center ambiance. Now, this is actually like supposed to be like flames, like simulated flames. Yeah, I heard that the makers of Soma are making a new game. That's cool because I liked Soma a lot. So I'm down for whatever they're making next. That's awesome. Would I ever do another stream with the quartering? I mean, the quartering basically does political stuff, culture talk, stuff that I usually don't do. I don't know what we would do together. It's very similar to say like Ethan Ralph when people say, why don't you do more content with him? Because we don't have a crossover. Really, we don't. Like, you know, when you think about it. Would I ever do a full playthrough of Hitman Blood Money if people wanted it? No one has asked for it. Seriously, anyway. How would I describe my work-life balance? It's getting better. It's better today than it has been in the past, for sure. Like, I would say, you know, in the past, it was way worse than it is today. But it could definitely be better. You know what I mean? Like, my work-life balance could be improved even better. But, you know, I'm not there yet, but we're getting there. Why not call it early for some of these night streams? Well, number one, because this is my job. This is not just me messing around and killing time. This is my job. So if I said, hey, I'm going to be here on a stream at this time between these times, then I need to be here for that. You understand? And, you know, I'm the kind of guy that, again, you know me, I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver, right? So even though tonight Mega Bonk didn't work out, that doesn't mean that now I'm like, oh, well, guys, that's it. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. No, people want to hang out with me. People took time out of their schedule to be here on stream with me. And I shouldn't now act like a brat or have a tantrum and be like, oh, Mega Bonk, it didn't work anymore. I'm run away now. No. You know, I'm not going to do that. Workout stream. Oh, boy. What's my opinion on iDubbbz? To be frank, I just don't know that much about iDubbbz. I know that iDubbbz used to do the Content Cop series. Hold on one second. My mic was still muted. That's nice. So basically, all I know is that iDubbbz made the Content Cop series of content, and apparently he came to prominence when he made one on Keemstar ages ago, right? But all I know past that is what people have said, or in my chat, or what I've heard like through the grapevine. Like, I don't follow the guy or anything or watch his content. So all I know from the grapevine is that basically he's pulled a complete like 180 change. He claims that now that he's gotten older, that he's decided to not do drama content anymore. He's not, he feels bad for the Content Cop episodes he did, and that he doesn't want to do that anymore. So he's gone on to do other things, like infamously this podcast with his wife and other content. I know that, I guess there was that boxing series creator clash that apparently has fallen apart and everyone is really controversial or something. I don't actually know why it's controversial, but apparently it is really controversial. I guess one of them got canceled or something. I don't understand that. So no, I just don't know. I don't know that much. Like, I know the generalities of what I hear, but I don't know specifics, and I've never seen a single piece of their content. So I can't really speak about iDubbbz or anything going on over there. No, see, that's the thing. Someone says, so you know a lot about iDubbbz. No, I know the generalities. I literally know the general story based on what people talk about him on the internet. I don't know if it's true. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if the guy's a complete jerk jackass, if the guy is actually misunderstood and hated on for no reason, if it's somewhere in between. I don't watch the content, so I can't make judgments. I can only tell you what I know in generality. Similar to when Asmongold asked me, what do I know about pirate software? So I said, well, this is the general storyline that's portrayed on the internet. This is all I know. Okay, I'm back. I blew my nose after sneezing. I'm gonna have to get some more tissues. I know nothing about Sam Hyde. The name is familiar because people have mentioned it in my chat over the years, but that's all I know. I know nothing of the person whatsoever. What am I doing to the box? I'm crushing it so I can throw it out easily. I know that June the King did a documentary on iDubbbz recently. It pops up in my feed because I'm actually subscribed to June the King, so I see it in my feed. What games are we playing tomorrow? Tainted Grail and Power Wash Simulator 2. Cut water with Power Wash? I don't know. I have alcoholic seltzers and I have cut water. I'm not decided on what I'm going to drink. We'll see. Is there still going to be another Asmongold interview? There was never going to be another Asmongold interview. What are you talking about? There's no follow-up interview. The offer was that he's eventually going to start up his podcast again. He'd like me as a guest. And I said, yes, I would love to do that. And that's it. Good. Oh, good. Lipsian says he started Tainted Grail after he saw me play it. The game is everything he expects the new Elder Scrolls to be. It's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully we like it tomorrow. When am I playing Mortal Kombat again? Don't know. There's nothing else to do in the game, and I heard the online play is awful, so that's why I never bothered with it. Have we had regular dialogue with Mr. Gold since the interview? No, we have not. We. There's no we. Oh, what do you mean we? Have I spoken to Asmongold? Yes, a couple times last week. We were talking about possibly catching each other to have like a little holiday call, and it just didn't come together. Dead Zone Rouge is a fast-paced FPS roguelike game. Never heard of it. Well, if you guys are here, because apparently we have a lot of viewers on YouTube, again, please be sure to engage with the stream. Give it a like. If you're watching this on demand, please remember, if you enjoy these chill sessions, like the videos and leave comments. It helps the channel a lot. If you're here live tonight, if you could support the stream, please do. Yes, it sucks that we had to basically say, enough of Mega Bonk, but hopefully you enjoy the little, hangout sessions that we have in place, and it would be great to get some support from those who are here and are able to. Thank you. See you later, Vietnamese comrade. Have a good night. I did play Phasmophobia, although admittedly, when I played Phasmophobia, it was before I was on any of my new stuff. So it was before I was on the gaming PC, before I had a microphone, before any of this. So I kind of half-ass played Phasmophobia and didn't really experience what the game I think is meant to be. At the same time, is it not a true statement that Phasmophobia is meant to be a game played with others as online co-op, like Supernatural experience? So because of that, I don't think that I would really get the full experience of Phasmophobia regardless. So I probably wouldn't go back to it. Thanks, Kane. Kane became a standard supporter again. I guess it had expired and he re-upped it tonight. Thank you to Kane for that. I appreciate that. It gets us to 40 bucks of support tonight. Thank you, thank you. I played it during a Christmas marathon because people asked for it. Phasmophobia, that is. They wanted it during the Christmas marathon. They nominated it. Okay. Yeah, I did play it, but it wasn't long. It was maybe like an hour or two. It didn't really work, like I said. For example, I didn't realize it, but the game required a mic. By using the mic, the game interacts with you via, like Supernatural. It'll hear you talking and it'll react or it'll say something to you. I didn't know that. So I didn't have a mic and I went into it not knowing what I needed, and it was really not that good. King Gaming says Demonologist is similar but more realistic and creepy with an OLED. Why with an OLED? Why specifically with an OLED is it better? I wonder. Do I think I took advantage of the Asmongold exposure, or is there something I would have done differently? The Asmongold exposure was always going to be short-lived because I didn't have any other plans to do things with Asmongold besides his podcast, which he hasn't worked on yet. So you always knew there was going to be people who would flood to the channel short-term. Some people would stick around, some people wouldn't, right? But ultimately, I knew it would be this big influx at first, and then it would fizzle out. But if anything, we have new regulars. We have people who are liking this stuff, who are supporting this stuff, who weren't here before, and who are having a good time. So, it's that simple. By the way, Luca Boss is like lagged. Luca Boss keeps saying things that are responding. Like they just said, bless you, to me sneezing like 4 minutes ago. So, hopefully they'll refresh now. Anyway, no, so with the Asmongold, interview, I knew that would bring temporary increase in attention and popularity. I knew it wouldn't last. So I did as much as I could with it. I started games that people were more interested in seeing me play that normally I wouldn't have played, and I branched out a bit. I abolished my goals on streams, which has worked very, very well. I changed the methodology of how I play games, right? I really did. And here we are a month later. Everything's going great, right? Full studio upgrades. full freedom to buy and play whatever I want. People in general are enjoying the content more, which is great. And, you know, what else could I have done? The only thing I could have done was nagged the living shit out of Asmongold to try to do more content with him, which I didn't want to do. Or I could have changed to basically completely copy him, which I also don't want to do. Like, I don't want to be a guy who's covering current events every day, drama every day. I get it. There's a million people who do that and are successful at it. I don't want to be that. Like, I just want to enjoy games and chill with an audience, and it's working. What is the retention rate on the Asmongold crowd? Less than 10%. Because like I said, I saw about, no lie, 9,000 new subs. Okay? That's what I got from the Asmongold bump. It was 9,000 new subscribers to the channel. I'm not noticing 1,000 new viewers. So probably less than 10% have stuck around, and that's okay. They came to check it out temporarily, if it's their cup of tea or not. They certainly didn't start crapping on me and hating on me, but it's a lot of them have said, all right, I was here for a bit. I gave it a try. I like Asmongold. And they went back to Asmongold, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Demonic Abyss says, honestly, any stream that you put out and it pulls numbers and entertains people, even for just that day, it's a win no matter what, regardless of who stays. You're right. And the thing is, there's going to be people who are going to come by when there's something they want to see. If there's a particular game, if there's a new game, they'll come and watch that stream. They're not going to be here for every single stream. For example, there were some people who were here for the first few streams of Mega Bonk and loved it. And then I streamed 4 or 5 to like, all right, I've seen enough. But it's Mega Bonk again. You know what I'm saying? And I totally get that. 100% I get that. There's nothing wrong with that. Joel Gazaway, thanks for $5. He says, keep it up. It's a keep it up super sticker. I appreciate that, Joel. FYI, I'm going to hang out with you guys for about roughly another 20-25 minutes. We'll see. And that'll be it for the stream tonight. And again, apologies for the on-the-fly change with Mega Bonk. Sorry it didn't work out. But, I mean, we've been playing the game now for quite a while. So it's not like, oh, the game just didn't work at all. It's just, we just played a hell of a lot of it compared to probably most people. And I feel like we've hit that point where it's time to move on and do other stuff. What new game will be in the rotation now? I don't know yet. We may play other games more. Like, we are trying Call of Duty again this week because it worked on Christmas Eve. So we're going to see if that works. In addition to that, there's other games people are asking me for, like this Terminator game, and people have been mentioning a couple other games recently, and I'm like, well, we don't have time for it right now. Well, maybe now we'll have some time for it. And we have a new game coming up in 1 week. It is the whatchamacallit, the Code Violet, which is the spiritual successor to Dino Crisis. So that's coming up too to check out. So we do have things in the works already. The year-end award series are on hold because I'm playing Tainted Grail this week. I want to see if Tainted Grail is good and if I want to consider it for my stuff, but I need to play more of it. I've only played the intro. Okay? So likely what'll happen is there's no year-end stuff this week. Probably next week, which would be the first full week of January, I'm thinking of doing my top 10 most disappointing games of the year countdown. So maybe one night that week I'll do it. Maybe the next week I'll do like my Game of the Year awards. We'll see. I want to play it by ear, and I don't want to set anything in stone yet, but I don't want to jump the gun, do my Game of the Year awards, and the next thing you know, I really like Tainted Grail, and I'm like, damn, I should have considered that, and I didn't. So I'm going to give it a bit before we settle in to figure that out. Mark says, I've permanently retired from Street Fighter 6. I played for 475 total hours. I got Mai to Diamond, but once that I got there, it seemed pointless and boring. It's just the same online players. Yeah, I mean, same thing for me. Like, I got to Master, and then it was like, wow, now every time I play anyone in Master, they play exactly the same. There's no variation in the combat. It's the same top-tier characters over and over. It's just boring. That's why I stopped playing. There's just nothing to it anymore. And by the way, the Street Fighter community agrees. The competitive Street Fighter community are in agreement. The game is now stale, and they're bored. But again, the thing is, they're going to keep playing it, because if they don't, then they're afraid, deathly afraid that Street Fighter will die. That Street Fighter will not be prominent anymore. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to waste time on it. It doesn't seem like a game that's worth my effort anymore. It was good for a year and a half, and then fell right off. Now we're almost into year 3, and it's just not fun anymore. No, I swear, The Button Check guy, the guy who runs that Button Check YouTube channel, I don't think he ever found my channel. I legit don't think he ever actually found my channel, because even later on this year, he did another story about me getting into a feud with Asmongold, even though then the interview happened and the whole thing went in a good way. He did a whole story about it, and every clip he used was from a detractor. Like, he literally didn't use a single clip, high quality clip from my content. It was all fuzzy detractor rips. So I don't think he's ever found my actual channel. This is hilarious. Someone named Tweeter in YouTube chat says, I'm not going to email you to tell you you didn't set up HDR or your OLED monitor right. I'm sure a mod will take credit when you finally do. I can't use HDR. I can't use G-Sync. I can't use any of the things you're thinking of because my capture device doesn't support them. I'm limited to an external USB capture device because my PC doesn't have a capture card slot. I bought a capture card that was internal. I put it in there. It doesn't work. So I have to use a USB, whatever it is, 3.2, whatever the highest grade USB is for an external device. And my device doesn't support the stuff you're talking about. So it's not that I don't know about it. I don't know how to set it up. I can't. There's no way for me to actually get that technology. HDR, most people don't use anyway. So even if I used HDR, most people would not be able to utilize it. When you have an HDR signal and you're not using HDR technology, it looks washed out and awful. So actually, if I broadcast and record in HDR, most people would actually think it looks worse. Though I would admit, I could benefit from G-Sync. That would be one thing I could personally benefit from. Then I wouldn't have to enable V-Sync in any game, and I'd have slightly less input delay, but it doesn't work with my capture device. It desyncs the audio. So when do I think Street Fighter 7 will come out? Probably 2030. I'm serious. I think they'll take that long because I think they're going to milk it. I think they're going to milk Street Fighter 6 as long as they possibly want to, and can. And I feel like right now the Street Fighter community are a bunch of just really pathetic people who just do whatever they're told by Capcom, even when they're not happy. They are such a bunch of cowardly people who are so afraid that if they don't keep spending money on Street Fighter 6, that Street Fighter will lose prominence and fade away, which is not the case at all. But they believe that. So they keep spending money, playing the games, stream monstering the games, even though they're not good. You know, it's funny because they basically did this with Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V was awful. They just kept spending money on it 7+ years. And then finally Street Fighter 6 came out, and now Capcom's literally doing exactly the same thing. They didn't learn from the first time. Like, they didn't learn from the 7 years of wasted money and time on Street Fighter V that Capcom won't get better if they just keep rewarding them with money. It's actually the opposite. Like, if they stop spending, if they stop supporting, and they stop playing, Capcom will have to do better. But instead, they're cowards, and they're so afraid, if I don't support, they'll go away. No, they won't. They're Capcom. They're loaded with money. They'll just try again and do something better, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I can't make people become intelligent. They really act the opposite of how you should. Do I see myself continuing with new consoles if they come out day one? I mean, it's good content. Like, regardless of the fact that I might not play on the consoles all the time, it's still good content to get the new console, unbox it, test it, see what content's on it, compare it to other offerings. You know what I mean? Like Switch 2. Imagine if this year I said, well, I got a gaming PC, I don't need Switch 2. I would have missed out on the Switch 2 exclusives and telling you my honest thoughts. I wouldn't have had one of the most awesome playthroughs I did all year in Pokemon Legends ZA. So it still makes sense to do it. You know, I will likely still continue to get consoles if they even continue. Who knows? But I will probably still get them. Thank you to Demonic Abyss. Demonic Abyss has just dropped 5 memberships on the community on YouTube. Thank you so much, Demonic. I appreciate that. That's $15 of support. Thank you for that. Once again, we have yet another night. This is the 4th stream in a row where we have pretty much no support whatsoever from Kick at all. Tonight, we have 2 subs, I believe, from Your Future Stepdad. And nothing else. No kicks whatsoever. Earlier today, we had 500 kicks from 220 and no subs at all. So the Kick viewers, they're just not supporting the streams. I don't know why. The YouTube viewers continue to be pretty supportive. And the tips have been great recently. I just don't know what this pattern is this particular week with Kick, because last week it wasn't like that. I don't know. Kick doesn't deserve face cam, just give them audio, says Code Oin. Sadly, I can't change the actual feed to each service. I can't have audio only to Kick and video to YouTube. There was 100 kicks earlier. Okay. From Bardicate. All right. Well, then I take that back. Bardicate, thank you for 100 kicks. I missed it. You're right. I didn't see it. I mean, how many months are we now into having kicks on Kick, and they still don't have a service that tracks them properly? Seriously, it's pretty bad. Don't ask me how it still doesn't work. I still have it enabled that, oh, track kicks. It still doesn't work. Thank you so much, Madamus11, who just did 500 kicks. He says, no more kick hating. I'll play you an animation. Thank you, Madamus. By the way, guys, home stretch of the stream, like I said, another 10, 15 minutes of hanging out, and then I got to get out of here for the night. So last chance, if anyone has any questions or topics you want to talk about, now would be the time to bring it up. Am I okay? No, I just got kicked in the nuts. Didn't you see it? Of course I'm not okay. I'm in excruciating pain right now. My lights theme is supposed to be like fire. Like a crackling fire or something like that, I believe. I did not hear Eddie say that ads are coming to Kick. No, I did not know that. I mean, it's inevitable that ads are coming everywhere. Everyone should know that. No matter where you're watching someone on the internet, ads are coming. It's inevitable. I recommend you pick your favorite service, and whatever they offer to get rid of the ads, do it. I've had YouTube Premium now for like 3+ years, and it's such a good experience without ads. What will I put in the backgrounds next month? I usually do a few things. I'll either do something that's seasonal. So, for example, for winter, I'll do some snow themes and stuff like that. Or sometimes I will do things that are themed to a game. So I'm playing a particular game and, you know, it matches the game or whatever. Or sometimes I just do random. I'll just do a random thing. I just toss it and see what happens, right? So, but, you know, no Christmas. Like you saw, there was a lot of Christmas-themed stuff over December. Red and green and Christmas tree-like and stuff. And that's now retired. We're not going to do that anymore. DB Croy, no, we're done with Mega Bonk. We played it a lot. We did another hour of it tonight, and we kind of got bored of it. Like, we hit the wall. We're like, every run, we're just grinding, trying to do a couple challenges just for the chance to unlock another character or a weapon. It's like, it's just not as fun as it used to be. Those first, you know, couple of weeks, it was like, oh, discovery, and we're constantly unlocking things and doing new things. And now the game's just become way grindy because we got like 10 hours in. So we weren't having fun, so we just decided to hang out for the rest of the night. All right. Last chance. Anyone got something you want to talk about? How many songs are available in this? I don't know. I have no idea. There's 6 different themed moods, including happy, exciting, epic, cool, dark, and relaxed. Each mood has its own styles. Like, for example, for epic, there's EDM, rock, cinematic, and classical. And you can either play each one, or you can play a playlist that randomizes them. So I would assume each one has several tracks, if not more. And, you know, this probably has hundreds. Like, there's probably hundreds of tracks in here. I'm sure we've heard repeats already. But the thing is, there's so many that it's not prominent. Like, you don't recognize the same ones over and over. The songs are not stored on the hardware, but I believe that the songs are streamed through the hardware. So it doesn't take any of my memory on my computer to do this. It's all done through the hardware, which is cool. Would I consider playing a train simulator? I mean, I don't know that much about them. The thing is, when I play these simulator games, I'm not playing them to actually learn how to do the thing. Like, I didn't play Flight Simulator to learn how to fly a plane. I didn't play Truck Simulator to learn how to actually drive a truck in real life. It's just an arbitrary kind of task to do while we hang out. So it's not just chill with Phil every night, you see? So in the case of like a train sim, if it is like a technical thing trying to learn how to drive a train, no, I don't really care. What upgrades do I like the most right now to my set? Oh, man. I'll say the most unexpected upgrade I wasn't expecting was getting this audio interface, because this actually wasn't originally part of the set design. And then someone suggested it to me. And the fact that this does so much, it does the music, it does surround sound, it does voice effects, it gives me better quality on the microphone. It allows me to switch between headphones and external speakers on the fly. It does so much. I'm blown away that this one little device is doing so much for my set that I never had any of these features before, and now I have them all. I would have been satisfied to just say, oh, I got surround sound back for certain games, but it does like 20 things. It's so good. Exactly right. I don't play Power Wash Simulator to learn how to really power wash in real life. Exactly. No, we didn't do the Steam Replay stats yet, Dunsfelter. I think they just launched Steam Replay in the last week. So maybe that's something we can do on the podcast on Tuesday. If you remind me, I'd be down for that. Steam Replay on Tuesday. Go in there and take a look. Because the Steam stats are going to be like crazy compared to like we did the stupid PlayStation stats, and I played so few PlayStation games this year. But the Steam stats are going to be nuts. Like the Steam stats, I played so many Steam games this year that they're going to be all over the place. You know what's hilarious? Xbox is not doing any stats. So even though I played a bunch of games on Game Pass this year, there's no statistics to look at because they couldn't be bothered with it. They said, oh, we don't care about that. We're not going to waste resources on that. All right, everyone. I think it's time to call it a night. And I want to thank everyone who hung out with me here for like about an hour? Just under an hour. I appreciate it. Again, sorry that Mega Bonk kind of petered out tonight. It is what it is. And the thing is, that's going to be the nature of the content I put out moving forward, is there's going to be games that on the fly we play them and we give them a shot. And maybe they will work for a while, but not every game is going to become an insanely lengthy playthrough. I want you to understand that's the difference of mentality of my content creation today versus what I used to do. It used to be if I buy a game, that's it. I'm going to play it all the way to the end. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to spend insane amounts of time on the game. We don't have to do that. Okay? We can try games, like them for a few streams, and say, all right, it worked, but now it's time to move on. With Mega Bonk, honestly, I kind of feel like maybe we went a couple streams longer than that anyway, and now we're like, all right, time to call it quits. Let's do more stuff. And I'm okay with that. Like, we have to get used to that in 2026. That's going to be a distinct change to my content that will try more things, but that also means we have to drop more things. There's no way that I can try more games, but then play them all to ultimate completion. It'll never work. In reality, most creators don't do that, but I was one of the people who was like a stickler for the past who would do that, and then people got used to me doing that, and I'm like, well, if we're going to do it, new stuff, try new stuff, be different, adjust on the fly, we can't do that. I can't finish every single game that I'm playing right now and go to the very end. You know how long that would take? I'm playing like 6-7 games right now, right? So, yeah, and again, some people won't get it, but, change happens, and I hope that you understand that this is a change that's going to be overall better for us in the long run than worse. To not have games in the schedule that people are not liking anymore, or they kind of overstayed their welcome, but we're still playing anyway. I'd rather move on to something else. So that's the good news, is that maybe later this week, since we're not going to do a Mega Bonk, we were going to do a Mega Bonk stream on Wednesday night. Well, now we're not. So now what are we going to do Wednesday night? I don't know yet. We could do something new. We could play an extra stream of something else. You know what I mean? And that's fine. That's actually a good thing. So let's play it by ear and let's see what happens, okay? I'm just making sure. Okay, we're good? Everyone, I didn't miss anything, right? Okay. All right, well, thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you had a great time tonight. If you watched on demand, please remember, like the video, leave comments. Engagement is key to the channel. Thanks to those who hung out tonight. See you tomorrow.